Hey Pete, thanks very much for giving up your time today.
No problems. Thanks for having me.
Keen to talk about the work that you and the broader maintenance team are doing in the education space, particularly the universities. So we know the universities have been pretty hard hit by COVID-19. Their budgets are under pressure, their resources are constrained, and a lot of our customers run large and complex Cisco networks. So with all of that going on, what are you and the team doing to help our customers at the moment?
Yeah, that's a good question, Dave. I mean, we've had quite a few universities approach us recently around finding ways to cut costs or save money. And the first place they actually look towards is, well, how do we reduce our existing contracts, which poses a bit of a risk in itself. You don't really want them to be reducing any assets that require coverage. So we've come up with a few different ways to sort of help them save money by improving how they operate, making it a bit more efficient, and helping them, I guess, show that they can save money in other areas other than cutting back on their contracts. So one way of doing that is we really help them understand, help them to gain visibility into their Cisco environment and understand what's in it, how much they're spending, are there any potential areas to sort of cut back on costs and optimise the contracts.
Okay, so what does a typical engagement look like? Do you need access to some of their data to achieve this?
Absolutely. So a lot of the stuff we do is data driven. There's two areas of things that we would look at. We would look at the hardware component first of all, have a look at what's in the environment, what's in production, are there any risks of uncovered assets? And so we would do that by, I guess, deploying a Cisco discovery tool. And I guess the output of the discoveries, we can provide the customer with a very detailed report around lifecycle milestones, hardware and software alerts, any security alerts, and any sort of vulnerabilities that are known to Cisco as well.
Okay, so as a typical engagement, would you find a lot of issues within a customer's environment, specifically a university, when it comes to their assets and their software?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, unis in particular, I mean, they've got quite large install bases. You've got a main campus and most of them will have multiple campuses.
Yeah.
Some universities will have campuses spread all around the country. So being able to keep track of everything, all the new stuff that they buy, is almost near impossible. So part of this report sort of provides a service coverage status view, and it will highlight any of the key devices that are sort of covered and uncovered, and we'll report that back to the customer and just let them know that things.
Okay. So do the engagements often result in real cost savings for the customer?
Absolutely. From a contractual point of view, we can review what sort of SLAs they've got in place. Sometimes customers will have quite very top shelf SLAs that are quite expensive, that aren't required anymore because they might have purchased it on kit that was in the core 5-10 years ago. But fast forward to today, it's just sitting on the edge. So we can reduce the cost by optimising the hardware support contracts. From a licensing perspective, that's really where all the complexities lie around the ongoing support costs that the universities see.
So have you got any real world examples of how we've been able to save our university customers money with these engagements?
Absolutely. One of our Queensland-based unis up in North Queensland, we recently reviewed their licensing and maintenance agreements, saw that they were managing their licenses via a legacy agreement. We consolidated the licenses, transformed it or migrated them into an enterprise agreement, and we basically saved them $110,000 over 3 years, and that was across collaboration for telephony and video conferencing.
Right.
Another large Queensland-based university here in Brisbane, we recently consolidated all of the Cisco contracts. So you're talking about quite a large maintenance agreement, 2 Cisco enterprise agreements, and by consolidating, and I guess just by consolidating all the licenses and hardware agreements, we were able to save them over $400,000 over a 3-year period. So
I believe we've got a unique tool that our customers can use to help manage their environments ongoing, is that right?
Absolutely. So if you ever think about how customers would typically manage their assets, it's on massive spreadsheets, 10, 20,000 line items. So Data3 has actually built a purpose-built maintenance tool, which allows them to view the assets, all the configuration data, being able to log TAC requests with Cisco, report on all the service and incident requests, and it's all cloud-based, very user-friendly interface. Think about the actual workflow. You know, if a switch goes down, they'll need to find out what the serial number is, find out what the contract number is, who the service provider is, and all this information is contained on spreadsheets, and quite often it's spread across multiple spreadsheets.
Right.
So we've developed a tool to sort of display everything all in the one spot, nice dashboards, and they can pretty much just quickly search for the devices, click a button, log a case.
Got the information in real time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. So the Hub is a unique tool to Data 3, right?
Absolutely, yep. The Hub is absolutely unique to Data 3. No other partner in this country has a tool like this. No other partner has a lifecycle tool that has built-in APIs to Cisco's tools to retrieve down live records of their environment. So it's very unique to Data 3.
Right, that's fantastic, Pete. Thanks very much for your time today. Really
problems.
appreciate it. And if any of our customers would like to know more, then please reach out to your local account teams or visit us at data3.com/education. Thank you.